Did the Flash just reboot itself? So Barry Allen, when he figures out that he can go fast enough to go back in time and change things around, he goes back in time and saves his mom from getting killed by the Reverse Flash. Now, in doing so, it saves his mom, but it also created a flashpoint where he starts going crazy and he starts getting images of an alternate reality. So he thought in order to fix it, he's got to go back in time again and allow the Reverse Flash to kill his mom, hoping to get back to that timeline that he was living before he changed everything. So he goes back a second time into the timeline and allows the Reverse Flash to kill his mom. But what happened was, instead of going back to his original timeline, he jumped to a third timeline, a third alternate reality. And that's where we are now. And that's why I'm saying, did the Flash just reboot itself? Because I think we're going to have to live with this reality until the writers at CW decide, we're going to go back to the original pre-Flashpoint reality. If they hadn't done it so deftly and so expertly and so entertainingly, I would be freaking out, because or it would feel awkward, because they've tried this in other shows where alternate reality. They tried it with Star Trek as a one shot episode where the Spock and Kirk are the bad guys instead of the good guys, etc. Or in comic books they do that a lot, but in this one, we're watching a TV show, and all of a sudden, we're in season 3, and all of a sudden, if you had been watching The Flash on CW since season 1, all of a sudden, those 2 past seasons, do they matter anymore? And then if you are a viewer that's brand new to The Flash, that just started watching on season 3, you have no idea what happened in season 1 and 2. And I don't think they're ever going to talk about it again, because it would be kind of a waste of time. So it depends on when you jumped into The Flash. You got one viewer that knows one reality, and then you have another viewer that knows at least 2 realities. And I wonder how people are going to go, I want to go back to the reality 1. But I love how the theme is, where I wrote it down. You can't totally fix what you broke, using the coffee cup metaphor or analogy in the coffee house in 1998, when John Wesley Shipp's Flash character, alternate reality Flash character, pulled Barry Allen to talk to him at a coffee shop, and he showed the coffee cup, and he breaks it, and he's trying to fix it, put the pieces back together, and you can never really fix what you broke. And I love that aspect that superhumans can't do everything. Just as regular people like us, whatever was done in the past, we can't fix it. We might as well move forward, like Luke Cage in Netflix. Never back, always forward. Whatever that his motto was, Pop's motto in Netflix's Luke Cage. But where do we? It's like, where do we go from here? We have. So does Barry Allen, knowing that he's known all these other alternate realities, and keep in mind he's been to like 5 of them now, I think, on the show itself. How is he gonna just get along in this third alternate reality, where he's gonna be stuck there, or he decides he's just gonna stay there and work it out? You know what? We haven't even, and it seems like the teaser for the next episode is we're gonna get Jessie back, and she's also a speedster. What happened to her? And also the doctor, I forgot his name, and he's gonna be back. So you literally have 2 full sets of characters that have had different pasts on a show that we are watching on weekly. I don't know how else to describe it, but they're getting away with it, and that's how good the show is. They're getting away with it. I was writing notes down, and the first 11, I had a whole page full of notes. I'm going, this is amazing, this is great, this is great. And I look at the clock, and it's only 11 minutes into the show. It's like, are you kidding me? And it kind of slows down. There was less things happening in the second half hour, but the first half hour is just go, 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 go. And it was almost like a front heavy show, top heavy, where they front loaded, where they put all the action and the exposition, and then the latter half was more an acceptance. You know what? That's what it is. Is the first half is all this confusion, craziness, what is happening, what do people know, what do they not know, what are they trying to hide with secrets. And then after they tried reconciliation at the dinner party that didn't go well, and then the rival came in, and then Barry had to run and fight the rival. It seems like there was it became more quiet, and there was more of an acceptance with the group. It's like, okay, we're stuck with what we have. We know how things are messed up. We just got to deal with it. And I think the last 20 minutes of the show just went there, and there was almost not a sigh of relief. I guess it could be a sigh of relief, but just an acceptance. Like, okay, we can't change it, and Barry's not going to go back in time. And he tells Cisco, I'm not going to even try to go back in time to undo the death of your brother Dante, because that might mess things up even worse. I saved Dante, and who else is going to wind up dead? Just like real life. So that begs the question: if we ever get a time machine here on Earth, our reality here, not superhero reality, but here on Earth, if we ever get a time machine or go as fast as light to the point where we can start going back in time, will we really go back in time? Yeah, and I can't believe it's the Flash that's doing all this. It's they even introduced the space-time continuum, and it's an amazing show. It's also funny. That's one thing I noticed with Cisco, where when you have an alternate reality where everybody's almost like the opposite or very different from what they used to be. All the other characters feel like they were kind of organic. They were kind of natural, the way they fit into their new persona in this third alternate reality. Except for Cisco, I keep thinking, I don't know if it was just, we have just gotten so used to Cisco Ramon being him that when we are presented with a different him, a more somber, sad, emo Cisco, that it's hard to accept, and it's like we're trying to get back to the old Cisco. And the nice thing is we kind of start getting that near the end of the episode, where Cisco's always the one naming the superheroes. So you got Alchemy, and he goes, "Nah, man, it's like Dr. Alchemy is a better name." And then, of course, everybody agrees. And it's like, was that the first time that he ever, in that alternate reality, was that the very first time that he named a superhero or supervillain? So we'll know. And this is brilliant, because the thing is, though, with CW's The Flash, the show, in my opinion, has been the best of the superhero shows on TV. I'm not counting Netflix. I consider the Netflix, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage as a separate type of TV series. They're almost like a cinematic movie level. But in terms of the weekly shows on superhero shows on TV, to me, by far, The Flash is the best. Oh yeah, Barry can't get anything right. What is that? this whole show, probably the first 40 minutes of the show, Barry's trying something, he can't get it. He tries to talk to Felicity, and then he tries to fix things between Joe and Iris, can't do it. He tries to talk to Cisco, can't do it. He tries to beat the rival, can't do it. He tries to set up a dinner that doesn't work. He's thinking about going back in time, and he can't even do that. And I think it's so much like everyday life. You get to the point where, I'm just gonna. It's the act of letting go. Just, I'm here. I'm stuck here. I'm just gonna make do with what I got. I think that is another aspect of the humanity of this show. That before it was all fun, and then all of a sudden the show's starting to grow up now. Maybe it's becoming another. It's evolving. I was watching the Agents of Shield. I watched that first. I recorded the shows and I watched the Agents of Shield first, and I thought, wow, this is a damn good episode. So far, the 3 episodes that they've showed this year on Agents of Shield are top notch. It's probably so far it's the best season they've had so far. And then I watched the Flash episode, this one, the Paradox, and I'm going, wow. If the Agents of Shield episode was a 8, this would be a 10. Or I'd say maybe the Shield episode was 7, and this would be a 9. Just the fact that they're getting away with a third alternate universe, it's almost like the plot point of a soap opera type thing. You have your evil brother Raoul with a mustache. And, now we have to believe that they're twins. All that bull, but they're doing it with a Flash, and they're getting away with it. And I think they're leading us into this another big event going to happen, because the Star Labs doctor, I keep forgetting his name. He's back with his daughter Jessie, and she's another speedster. So I'm jumping around. And Malfoy, that I already mentioned, Julian Albert is his character's name on the show, and he's Tom Felton. He's the Malfoy from Harry Potter. He has a lot of experience. He's a damn good actor, and I heard he's a really nice guy in real life. But he's amazing in this new role, and you don't know what's going on. And he doesn't trust Barry Allen, but at the same time, see, the weird thing is Cisco and Caitlin like him, but he doesn't trust Barry Allen. So I wonder where that's going to go. Is Tom Felton's character going to be a supervillain? Is he hiding something? And then there's this Dr. Alchemy. All of a sudden, instead of a mastermind behind the scenes that we've had before, now we have Dr. Alchemy kind of controlling everything, giving people powers, and I'm thinking, I don't even know what his end game is. What does Dr. Alchemy want? He's got a mask, so was he another character in the Flash's Barry Allen's past that Barry Allen defeated? Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm trying this new format, by the way. It's a DSLR as opposed to my camcorder. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's a little bit better quality. The thing is, it has a 20-minute time limit, so maybe it'll work. It's a YouTube video. Nobody has a long attention span anymore, so this will be sort of a short format. Keep it under 20 minutes. So I got a countdown timer right here on my laptop. It's telling me I got about 2.5 minutes left before the camera shuts itself off. Did I say already about they got the special effects down now, especially the Flash lightning bolt special effects when he's doing the race with a rival, and they're going up buildings and they're weaving their way around and everything, and that moment you think everything's going fast, and all of a sudden you got this slow motion where he just throws his body at the rival, and is boom, beautiful. Like I said before, it was like Jim Lee or one of the top illustrators drew that composition. So kudos to the CGI department at the CW, whoever the special effects team, amazing. I think that's pretty much it. If you haven't, I suggest. Oh man, I keep thinking, anybody who's jumping right into the Flash right now, don't watch this episode just by itself, because a lot of it you have to get the backstory. I suggest watching actually the last 3 or 4 episodes of last season 2, the last 3 or 4 episodes of season 2, and then go right into the season 3. So to get you prepared for this episode, Paradox. I don't know what else to say. It's funny. It gives you everything. It has its moments of sadness, and there's a life lesson going on. There's superhero stuff going on. There's super villains, and there's enough intrigue and mystery to want you to keep watching. And that's, I have always said this about The Flash. Every episode is pretty much self-contained. There's a conflict at the beginning, and they usually resolve it at the very end, within 1 hour. But somewhere during that hour, they insert a new doubt, a new subplot that needs to be answered in the next episode, and also, or at the very, very end of that episode, where everything's okay, we tidy things up, we killed the bad guy, or we defeated the bad guy, he's now in prison. But at the very end, to the tail end, they did it in this one, where who is that guy with the gloves and stuff that held, what's his name, Clarice, the rival, Edward Clarice, and he said, you failed. That's Dr. Alchemy. So is that Dr. Alchemy with the gloves inside Edward Clarice's cell at the very end? So tune in next time. Okay, looks like my time is up. I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching, and let's see. You can find me at thedailynight.net, thedailynight with a K.net. My name is Gerardo San Diego. May the force be with you. Thank you very much.